Welcome to how to create online videos like a boss. So the Katrina you see today on video is nothing like what I was years ago. So understand, everyone has a journey, everyone starts somewhere, and everyone has a story. And so where you are with video and where you are with entrepreneurship is perfect. But you can make the choice to powerfully choose and to continue to transform in every area of your life. So how did I get started with speaking? How did I get started with video? And what's my journey? So technically my first keynotes were like in kindergarten, you guys. I used to publicly speak all the time, never had any fears around talking in front of people, around presenting. Show and tell in second grade, I remember my mom would come and she would dress me up in this Polish outfit called the Krakowski strój, which basically, since most of you are probably not Polish, means like an outfit from Krakow. And she would bring the basically different Polish dishes, whether it was naleśniki, which is basically like crepes, whether it was pierogi, which is like little dumplings, whether it was chruste, which is what she brought the most. They were like these, almost like a fried sweet kind of like tart with like powdered sugar. So I'd be up in front, show and tell in my outfit from Poland. Then in middle school and high school, always did public speaking, different organizations, different things. And then in college, I was actually, not just with classes and presentations, but I was also Student Government Association Secretary, so spoke a lot with SGA. Then I was also Vice President of Program Council, which is very similar, you guys, to like a student council. I presented in front of like the dean of the university with the executive board for our entire budget for homecoming, which if you're not from the US, it's basically like a huge event that students have on a specific football game, and there's like a homecoming queen and king, and I was actually nominated for queen one year too. Then, and a good friend of mine that was like a brother to me walked me out. Then I also was the co-creator of an organization on campus, Millennium Models, which is still in existence today, a nonprofit, and Models stands for Making Optimum Differences in Everyone's Lives at SAM. So needless to say, tons of public speaking, then all throughout corporate, presenting, doing training, doing development. So there was always practice, you guys. That's what I want you to get out of this. There was practice, there was overcoming my fears, preparing for speeches, preparing what points I wanted to talk about, no different than today, okay? So there's a history there of action. Then fast forward to, different industries, different things, boardrooms, presentations. So my experience and my exposure grew and grew and grew. So my confidence in face-to-face speaking grew and grew, even to the point that I would lead and facilitate events up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people. So my visions and my goals are to have, even bigger stages or components, from a standpoint of like things with Herbalife nutrition, or I've been speaking about working and collaborating with Oprah and Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I'm a big believer of crafting vision, you guys, in so many different ways. And however, with video, let's get back to video. With video, you guys, I was terrified. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like Ashley at Travel Luscious, she came with us to Cuba back in 2017. And, and I had already practiced a little bit somewhat before. And she said something to me that really, really resonated. She said, pretend like you're talking to your best friend. And I was like, oh, no one ever said it to me like that. So that's why I always say people need you and your element, and for you to speak and share your story. So the words and the way she said it really resonated with me. So I started to get better. I had tried like different things on social, whether it was a live or a video. And so initially, fast forward a couple months later, I was already a student of Brendon Burchard's and Shailene Johnson's because I saw that they were creating somewhat of a lifestyle brand, but a lot of, different courses online, passive income, different time freedom, all these different things. So, and I loved that they gave value. So after, some time, I invested in Brendon Burchard's course. I attended High Performance Academy last year, and I also was in his monthly mastermind, and I attended last year World's Greatest Speaker Training. I also was a student in Shailene Johnson's Smart Success Academy, and they both use tons of video, and they seem so natural and so funny and so easy in themselves, like 1,000% themselves. Like you could feel the authenticity. Like I had seen videos before, but I'm like, they don't really feel real in the context of like educating and connecting with people on camera when no one's physically here to connect with you, right? So with that in mind, that's why I invested, and I saw that they were really, really great at it, right? And figured there was tons of time and practice. So with that, like after I attended HPA, I was like High Performance Academy, I said, okay, I'm getting on Kajabi. That's where they, what they exposed me to. I'm getting on that tool. And Kajabi had a 28-day challenge to basically walk through and create your first course. And I said, okay, I'm creating a 7-day challenge. Like I'm creating my first version of the 7-day challenge, you guys. My first version of the 7-day challenge, and the second and the third and the monthly mastermind I filmed on my iPhone, okay? So I used back then, I think my first version was on an iPhone 6. And you guys, I had a screen protector on. I did not realize, or a full cover, like the Life Lock or Life Protector. I didn't realize it was fogging up my camera. So all my videos, first of all, I filmed in my bathroom. You guys, like total disclaimer. I filmed in my bathroom with the light because we had a lounge downstairs, but people were coming in and out. I didn't get office out of WeWork. And I looked later, like the videos were foggy. I was like, you know what? I don't care. Like it's done. It's my first version. It's done. It's gonna get better. It can't go anywhere but up. Okay, so understand that. So I filmed on an iPhone 6. When I looked at the videos, they were foggy. I was super not natural. I was super nervous. I could feel in the moment I was massively struggling with perfectionism. And even later when I looked at the videos, I could feel it. I could feel the fear, I could feel it, but I was like, nope, I'm posting them. I'm posting it in the 7-day challenge. Like, I don't care. I was like, I can only go up from here. I'm gonna keep practicing. I'm gonna keep getting better. I'm gonna just keep going, okay? Then I upgraded to an iPhone 8. And I told myself when I upgraded to the iPhone 8, I was going to refilm the 7-day challenge, and I was going to refilm the monthly mastermind. And I was gonna learn even more about video and connecting. And I put it out there to the universe. I said, okay, I really feel like I want to go to World's Greatest Speaker Training. But right now I'm not investing $3,000 plus to go. Creator, universe, I believe in God, whatever you believe in or don't. Creator, universe, if you want me to go here, reduce the price so that it's accessible because I still get to pay for travel and all this other stuff to go to California. And literally, you guys, he did a promotion. If you purchased 50 of his new books, then you got the ticket to the event for free. So I was like, yes, thank you, Creator, I'm going. And I learned during that training, as well as like reflecting in his monthly mastermind and several different things. So you're getting knowledge, you guys, from things that I've invested tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, including undergrad and grad school and all of it. So I learned in that training 7 different tips on video. Okay? Because I told myself when I do that training, I'm gonna refilm with my new iPhone 8, the 7-day challenge and the monthly mastermind. So I'm taking you through the journey. And I'm gonna refilm so that I practice more, and now the videos are also better quality, and I feel better, and I feel more confident, and I can feel it right away. I learned the 7 tips. So first, it's connecting with your audience in a standpoint of like who you are, what your story is, okay? What are the pain points you went through? So when you see my videos, I talk about overcoming health, overcoming money, overcoming business, So it's relatable. All the stories I talk about connect to that. So you saw how even in this video, I talked about that, you know, the public speaking history, but then I talked about how I was afraid when I got on video and how it was not perfect at all. And I'm still learning, and it'll continue to get better. So I filmed World's Greatest Speaker Training. I refilmed the 7-day challenge for the 3rd time, I think. I refilmed our first monthly mastermind, or I filmed our first monthly mastermind, the first 14 days, and then the actual first 2 weeks in the mastermind. So that was the first time I filmed it, right around the time, I think, it was, I went overseas to see my family, then I went to World's Greatest in November, and then I refilmed it. And I had upgraded to an iPhone 8. So I was still on iPhone, you guys, okay? Then I upgraded to an iPhone 10 last year. This year, sorry. This year. Then also this year in May, I decided to invest in a co-working space. So up till that point, you guys, I had been working on the road and or working from home and or downstairs at our lounge in Buckhead in Atlanta. So a lot of my videos that you see sometimes with like a gray background or like white walls, like that was downstairs at our lounge. So I had purposely picked a place that I had access to film that was accessible. But what I started to realize, you guys, so I filmed there the 7-day challenge, the monthly mastermind, the academy this year, but I started to want and desire to connect with community. And so funny thing, in May of this year, so I had the iPhone 10, just came across the street here. Literally, you guys, this is walking distance from my house. Came across the street here to WeWork, which is a co-working space globally, and just wanted to rent out a conference room maybe for a day or 2 days a month to do the videos. Well, I didn't know that they were going to give me access and give us access to host TGIMs, which is Thank Goodness It's Monday, Lunch and Learns, to access and create marketing and promotions for our, for Fit Life Creation. Like we've done smoothie bowls, we've done perfect parfaits, we've done how to build your brand with influencers and double your return. So one thing led to another. So I joined as a member. So if you want to join, there's a link below and also a code. And so I joined as a member for the community and then also to film the videos here. So I still filmed, you guys, the updates. So I migrated here. I filmed updates on the 7-day challenge here on my iPhone 10, still iPhone. I filmed my updates to the monthly mastermind and new content still on iPhone 10. So I'm also gonna include a link below, you guys, to the tripod. The tripod is super simple, like less than $15 on Amazon, wraps around anything and everything, iPhone 10, still iPhone 10. Filmed our In a Day course, our social media in a day, it's a 5-week series course. Social media in a day, web in a day, blog in a day, videos in a day, and course in a day. So filmed all of those, like as far as my introductory of me and my face, on iPhone. Filmed our Moneymaker course, which is in process right now, on iPhone. So literally, you guys, like I want you to get that nothing is ever perfect and do the best with what you have in the moment, okay? Then decided 2 months ago, before I went overseas, to go ahead and upgrade into my Canon EOS M100. So that's what you're seeing now. So less than $600 was an investment I could make at the time as far as the equipment I use for video, okay? And creating the course. So now you know with the web tools, now you know with the actual face-to-face. Back to the 7 tips, because I gave you your story, that you're the hero. So you basically share your story, that you've overcome something, that you're credible, that expert authority. Then you go into what problem it is that you're solving. So the problem with this course, or the problem that we're solving with this course, is how to create a course in a week or less. So it's eliminating complexity. It's eliminating figuring out the tools. Like we're giving it everything on top of the fact that they get, and you get, a monthly mastermind, and for health, wealth, and business after, and the marketing madness and the terrific testimonials, right? So sharing your story, that you're the hero in the story, the solution, and you're also sharing the pain points. So you're sharing the pain points throughout. So you hear me interweaving the pain points, then you're sharing what's included. So what's included in your offer. So if you go back to the sales page and you go back to the sales videos, what I call story sharing, you're gonna hear what's included, or even in the welcome video, you heard what's included. So in your intro video and your story sharing video, you wanna share your story, you wanna share your pain, what you've overcome, and you wanna share what you're offering and what's included, okay? Then you wanna share and build them up. Confidence, 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 confidence. That I did it, you can do it. I created it, you can create it. There's no reason why you can't create it. Like, I believe in you. Like, you want to give to others what you also want, you guys. And that's why building yourself up as an entrepreneur, listening to motivational, people talks, writing down in gratitude and writing down your dreams. Like, I write down my dreams every single day. That's why it's so important, because I can't give to you from an empty cup. And if I do, I'm going to resent it. Make sense? So that's a lot more of what you're gonna get in the mastermind as well. And then what's the 7th step? The call to action. What do you want them to do? So for example, with a webinar or a podcast or a blog, it's like, hey, I want you to sign in to my freebie, right? There's more value there. I want you in. You can get this, you can get that. I want you into the freebie. Then if they're in the webinar or if they're in the Instagram live or whatever it is, well, what's the call to action? The call to action is, come into the course, right? Or come into this or come into that. It's an invitation. So think of it like this, you guys, because that used to trip me up, because I don't like the word call to action. Like, it seems so to me. I don't know about you, but it just messes with my brain. So to me, it's an invitation, like with a friend, that I would tell a friend, hey, like, you have this and you're trying to figure this out. Why don't you, come over? I have, this system, or I have this tool that can help you. So that's the same way I look at everything. It's like, hey, you need a better camera? Upgrade to an iPhone 10. Hey, you need a health tool? That we can help with that with Herbalife. Hey, you need a money tool? Use Mint. Hey, you need, to film videos? Use iPhone 10, or here's an option with Canon, and get a tripod so you can wrap it around everywhere if you don't already have one. And you guys, here's the other thing I was gonna mention on this too. So I did this in Cuba, and we're gonna do this in Brazil, because the other thing is, and I would do this here in Atlanta right now if I could, but it's cold. So I see a lot of educators and a lot of online teachers, and all this, like, do all their videos, like, in, like, sitting down in an office space, etc. What I've learned with myself, when I'm standing up, so I'm standing up, when I'm standing up, I have a whole different energy. I'm on point, I'm focused, versus when I sit down, it's not as flowy, it's not as consistent, just so many different things. The other thing that I've learned, and I started this in Cuba last year. So in the mastermind, you'll see examples of some of the courses we filmed in Cuba, that I had the epiphany. So you're gonna love this if you're a travel blogger, or you're building a travel brand, because obviously that's a segment of our brand too. That when you are, and we're gonna do this in Brazil. So if you're thinking about joining us in Brazil and you haven't signed up yet, or any of our international retreats, or even our national retreats, this is something we do on all of them. So, is film your content for your courses outside. Film them in places that are very non-traditional, because that's gonna match the lifestyle aspect. So when I was in Cuba, you guys, I filmed courses by the pool. I filmed courses, we did retreats, we did workshops at our Costa Rica retreat in the pool. And then in Brazil, I'm actually gonna get there a bit earlier, and every international destination, so that I can, make sure all the logistics are taken care of, that I get to explore the country first on my own a little bit before the group comes, and get myself settled, get myself grounded, time adjustments, all of that. And so I can create content before people get there. I mean, of course we're gonna create it as a community, but that way I can knock out a course, you know, or two or whatever it is. So you can do the same thing, because you guys, these intro videos, like this one's a little bit longer because I interweave more stories with the video, but you saw some of the intro videos, they're super short. It's like, welcome to this day, and here's where I am, and this is what I'm doing. So I highly, highly, highly recommend you do that. Many educators are not doing that yet, and it creates a whole different vibe in a sense, and especially if you're building a lifestyle business or a travel business, you wanna show that authentically. So even here, like you can see, I'm at WeWork, and this is a co-working space in Atlanta, but they have locations all around the globe. So you can see it's still like a very aesthetic, you know, vibe, meaning visually it looks good, like the clear windows, the plant, you know, I'm not sitting down like in a boring space. So think about that when you film your intros, especially if you've got beautiful scenery all around you, when you film your story sharing videos, when you film like your blogs, your vlogs, any of those things. Because if you're not doing vlogs yet, that may be something you also want to think about, and building up your YouTube, but also using those for IGTV and different things as well. So I hope that gave you insight into progression of the journey with video, into the 7 tips. To recap, sharing you, who you are, because you're the face behind it all, sharing that you're the hero, sharing your pain points, sharing what problems you solve for people, sharing what's included in your potential offer, you know, what it is that you're offering to help them solve their problems, and giving behind the scenes. So you're gonna see in our overview also behind the scenes. Also, sharing, you know, confidence, creating that confidence in them, and an invitation. So I like to say invitation instead. So chat soon.